Donald Trump held a town hall event, they're calling it, even though it wasn't really a town hall event. But anyway, he did that on Fox News earlier this week with host Laura Ingraham, and he made a lot of horrific claims. Comparing himself to Navalny in Russia being killed. He said a lot of stupid things, like admitting to multiple different crimes during the interview. But there is one thing to me that stuck out more than some of the other claims, even with as horrific as they are. And that was when Donald Trump said that because of all the trials that he's had and the trials that he's facing, he has become, in his own words, I've become an expert at law. I've become an expert at law, Donald Trump says. He then continued, if I didn't run, I wouldn't have any of these lawsuits. You know that. None of them. But he's become an expert at law, folks. Like, Donald Trump has essentially passed the bar at this point because he has so much legal experience, even though he wasn't even in court every day for any of the trials against him. So you weren't even there to learn on-the-job experience, bud. Not to mention the fact that you've lost every single one of them. Every single one of them. And somehow that makes you an expert? Now, this claim was actually so stupid that the Biden campaign took that clip, posted it on social media with the caption, Trump says his 91 felony indictments make him an expert at law. And one user responded to that saying, expert at breaking the law, which, let's be honest, kind of true. But at the same time, here it is. Donald Trump has in fact become an expert. He is an expert at losing. I mean, not just the legal cases either. Donald Trump's whole life, when you really boil it down and look at the fine print, he is a loser. He has been a loser across the board. God knows how many bankruptcies that he's had. All of the businesses that he has launched that have ultimately failed. He didn't win the popular vote in 2016, didn't win the popular vote or the Electoral College in 2020. The majority of the people that he endorses for office lose. He is a loser. And he's an expert at it. Nobody does it better than him, right? Nobody can lose the way that Donald Trump loses. And the funniest part here is that some of these cases that Donald Trump has had in court, they were winnable for him. And I don't want to take anything away from the E. Jean Carroll defamation lawsuit. I'm glad she won. She deserved to win. But at the same time, that was a very winnable case for Donald Trump. She sued him because he called her a liar. That's it. Like, that is the most easily winnable defamation lawsuit. And that was the first one, by the way, just the first one I'm talking about. He should have and could have won that case, but he's so bad at this. He interferes with his lawyers so much, makes them make these stupid arguments, and then he, of course, keeps running his mouth, which makes things worse. So you could have won it, you should have won it, but you couldn't even do that. So to call yourself an expert at law, you should be studied in law school. But you should be studied, all of these cases you've had, as case studies in what not to do. There should be courses in law schools around the country just titled Donald Trump and What Not to Do in Court. Seriously, you could help an entire generation of young lawyers if that course was offered. And they'll just show clips of you, they'll show your posts on social media, they'll tell the students, yeah, don't do this. Don't let your client do this. That's the only expertise that you have, is being an example to others on how not to win a case.